Today on the Morning Edition, the third special session has been going on for a couple of weeks, but there's been very little said about the status of the gas line bill and where it is. We'll break down the latest on what's happening. Plus, it's almost time to buckle up and watch the skies roar. The Blue Angels make their long-awaited return to the skies above Anchorage on Saturday, headlining the Arctic Thunder Air Show. And later, ever wanted to have beer and an ice cream cone at the same time? Not one in each hand, but in one bite, two flavors? As fairgoers in Wisconsin say, it's pretty darn good. We'll check it out this morning as the Morning Edition starts now. And I don't know. I know he's got the same face I do. Beer?
I'll drink it, but I don't want to taste it in my, desserts.
I won't even drink it. Not beer, but Okay, but people say it's good, so we're gonna have to watch that and see.
I'll take some Bananas Foster, though. That's some good stuff.
Ooh, that is some good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, I keep seeing things about temperatures near 70 degrees, and I'm so happy.
Yeah, as we continue to head into the weekend and on into next week, we've got some warm weather that's going to build in across the state, which is not typical for August. As we know, August and September does tend to be some of our more wetter months across a good portion of the state. And while we did see some wet conditions to start off the week, we are actually going to trend on the drier side. Sunshine returns, and we've got some 70s and even some 80s to be expected as we head through the next week. We're waking up at 55 degrees with winds out of the southwest at 3 miles per hour. Now, we are still holding on to some cloud coverage to start off the first part of your Friday morning, but clouds will gradually decrease as we head throughout the day. Of course, the Copper River Basin largely been trending on the dry side with sunshine and plenty of it this week, as you have largely stayed fairly quiet. 43 degrees in Golcana, while the rest of South Central, for the most part, is sitting in the 50s outside of eastern parts of Prince William Sound. So fairly pleasant start to your Friday morning. Now, we're still watching the waters out at the Yentna River near Lake Creek, which continues to remain pretty elevated, sitting in moderate flood stage and has been holding right around 22.5 feet for the past 24 hours. And that's just 0.03 inches away from the record flood stage set last year when we saw 22.54 feet. Now, as far as the rest of today, we're going to continue to see those waters recede. We'll see some clouds for the first part of your Friday morning. And then as we head throughout the day, those clouds should decrease, and we'll see those temperatures warming into the mid to upper 60s, possibly near 70 degrees. So later today, we should provide some perfect viewing opportunities to look off into the sky to see them practicing for Arctic Thunder. If you have any plans for that, this weekend certainly is shaping up to be a nice one. So coming up in my full forecast, we'll have that Arctic Thunder outlook, warmer weather building into the state, much quieter as we welcome in next week. I'll have those details in that 7-day coming up.
To be able to see as much smoke as you could see, that was a pretty good sized fire.
All of a sudden I see the smoke through the window and went outside, and it caught fire fast.
The blaze that shut down a Homer Spit restaurant erupted quickly and spread fast, and now we're learning how close it came to spreading along the wooden boardwalk. Those flames shooting off the Homer Spit have shut down a popular restaurant for the summer after fire torched the apartment right above it. Jace Bertrand spoke with the owner about how a simple barbecue erupted into a life-threatening blaze and how people in Homer are now rallying to help him start over.
It was a calm Wednesday night for McVeigh and his friend.
It was actually the day of the week that we're closed. We weren't even open for business.
McVeigh says he left a propane grill unattended for just a few minutes while he went upstairs and his friend cleaned the restaurant.
The grill was on low, mind you, and all of a sudden I see this smoke through the window, and I think whatever was in the insulation or the wall there just caught really fast.
The two tried to fight the fire themselves, but the flames spread too quickly.
We tried throwing water, but it was too far gone at that point. I tried to shut the gas line off. I was fumbling because of adrenaline. You're just racing, and I couldn't get my wrench to work.
His friend got out through the restaurant, but McVeigh remembered his cat was still upstairs. When he went back in, the stairway back down was already choked with heat and smoke.
I went back up on the roof because I knew that entranceway was blocked. By the time I got up there, the fire I would have very badly burned myself going through the normal door.
He says he smashed out 2 windows, tossing his cat down onto the restaurant roof below, then climbed out himself, cutting his leg on the glass.
I could have taken 5-10 more seconds and definitely taking a better job to clean out that window. But obviously in the stress of the moment, you're not thinking clearly. So I did lacerate myself pretty good on the window.
Homer firefighters were dispatched around 8:38 p.m. and had the fire under control within about 10 minutes. The flames were mostly contained in McVeigh's upstairs apartment, sparing the restaurant below from major damage.
Entirely what burned up was my upstairs apartment where I just live personally.
The owner says he, his friend, and the cat all walked away with only minor injuries. And since then, support has been pouring in.
Lots of people just being friendly, offering me somewhere to stay, offering me food, offering me clothes, just a good support system.
Jace Bertrand, Alaska's news source.
And while Boardwalk Fish and Chips is set to be closed for the rest of the summer season, McVeigh says he's optimistic the restaurant will be open come next summer. He also said he's going to be donating the remainder of the fish at the restaurant to a local food bank, something he said he's been doing for the past few years. Alaska's elections director says nearly 700 voters flagged as possible non-citizens have now confirmed they are U.S. citizens and are back on the rolls. Carol Beecher says about 685 people disputed old DMV data after getting letters from the state, while more than 100 others say they are not citizens and asked to be removed. Nearly 1,900 still haven't responded and are listed as inactive non-citizen, but they can still vote a questioned or absentee ballot if they attest that they're citizens. The governor says it's time to just pass the bill on the LNG gas line, while the developer says it's on the 1 yard line. But at the Capitol, there isn't even a bill in play. Will Courtney takes us inside the quiet third special session and what it means for the gas line's future.
In an Anchorage committee room, calls to build the gas line promised for decades.
We need to get this bill going. We need to get this project going. So let's just do it. Let's stop talking about it. Let's get the bill passed in this last special session. Let's move Alaska forward.
But what bill? After months, a plan to get tax exemptions in the hopes it clears the way for the LNG pipeline has died. Dunleavy called lawmakers back for a third special session, but weeks in, no plan has been pushed forward. The governor said on social media when that session began, he was, quote, meeting with all parties to determine the best path forward. His office has not told us who he's meeting with, and when asked for an update on Thursday, said they will be announcing details when the bill is ready. As for the gas line's developer,
so now where we stand, one of the questions I get asked every single day, whether it's by LNG buyers or contractors or members of the media or members of the public, is what do you think is going to happen next in the special session? And I maintain a confidence and an optimism that the legislature will pass this bill.
Will Courtney?
I think that the property tax bill now sits on the 1 yard line.
Alaska's news source.
In our On the Record series, we've been asking governor candidates to spell out where they stand on the big issues. Over the last 2 months, Will Courtney has interviewed 13 of the 17 candidates. Today, we're focusing on ranked choice voting, a system that could shape who wins and how your vote counts.
I look forward to it being overturned.
The ranking, I'm not so much wedded to the ranking. I like 1 and 2. I don't know if we need to rank 4, but I like open primaries. I want to keep them.
Yeah. So I think ranked choice works for the state. It's made us work better together. It's helped build these bipartisan coalitions that instead of screaming at each other, we're focused on actually achieving policy.
We have to rely upon an algorithm to actually determine the outcome of our election. That is a very big concern.
I don't support ranked choice voting at all. Yeah. I'm actually one of the 3 sponsors on file right now with the state of Alaska to repeal it. I think that ranked choice voting has been very discriminatory to people. It is incredibly hard to understand.
If you have to educate the public every election cycle for a week or 2 prior to voting, there's something wrong there.
I like ranked choice voting, and I like very much the open primaries.
Come November, Alaskans will decide if the state keeps ranked choice voting. For more on our interview with the gubernatorial candidates, we have those full conversations on our free streaming app on Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Roku, and on Alaska's Political Pipeline podcast. If you live anywhere near J-Bear this weekend, you're going to hear the roar of the Blue Angels as they headline Arctic Thunder. If you've never seen them fly, They're amazing. Sometimes these jets are maneuvering in the air just inches apart from each other. Georgina Fernandez shows us what makes this stop special for the Navy team, what spectators can expect, and how one Alaskan went from watching the show to working behind the scenes.
It's back, and the blur that comes with it.
What an incredible sight, flying all the way up the Pacific coast, landing here in Anchorage. What a fantastic place for us to perform.
The U.S. Navy Blue Angels are back on J-Bear this week for the first time in a decade. They're headlining this weekend's Arctic Thunder Open House, flying in tight formation in a way that's hard to comprehend.
It gives me chills every single time, right? I mean, you can feel the energy from the planes, right, coming right in front of you, you know, very low altitudes, right in front of the crowd lines.
That energy echoes below.
And for me, I know they're looking up and seeing something really great and cool.
Inspiring the next generation like it once did for them.
I was first inspired by the Blue Angels around 5 years old, and here I am, you know, almost 35 years later.
And this year, that inspiration hits close to home for former Wasilla resident Gabriel Wisman.
It's a really cool full circle moment, being able to come up here and put on a show that I saw a little over 20 years ago.
Wisman is now part of the Blue Angel team in quality assurance, helping make these performances possible.
Just shows them that no matter what you do in life, no matter where you come from, right, especially in Alaska, you can achieve great things and make it as far as you want, you know, sky's the limit.
And this weekend on J-Bear, that limit is soaring above the clouds. Georgina Fernandez, Alaska's news source.
Still ahead today on the Morning Edition, what if I told you there was a material that could last up to 50 years in the Alaska climate? And it's not a secret. More on this mysterious substance coming up.
We have much nicer weather as we head into the weekend. I'll have more on that and what to expect as far as those temperatures. But first at sunrise, 5:48 in Anchorage, 5:02 in Juneau. Your full forecast is next.
And it is Friday, so we are looking at some clouds. But Aaron, you tell us, we are going to see the sun today, and I am very excited about that. As you know, I'm all about my garden, and my garden could use a little sun after these last couple days of rain.
Yeah, we could even see some 70s as we head through the close of this week. Of course, we are waking up, some cloud coverage with us as we head throughout the day. We will begin to see those clouds breaking away. Now, some parts of South Central may actually hold on to partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies as we head through a good portion of your Friday. But the overall trend is those clouds clearing out and warmer conditions building in across South Central. We are going to stay on the dry side as we head through the rest of your Friday. So that is some good news as we're finally drying out across the region. Now, when it comes to our 70-degree days, we are once again going to chase the 70-degree readings as we welcome in the weekend, possibly even today for parts of South Central. We've actually seen more 70-degree days this year than we've seen in the past couple of years. Last year, we saw 12 days. 2024, we saw only 8 days, which was the fewest 70-degree days since 2012. And of course, if you remember 2019, that's when we saw nearly 50 days of those temperatures warming into the 70s, which is the most ever recorded. And we typically see about 15 days each year. So we're still on track for potentially seeing that as we welcome in the weekend. Waking up this morning, 40s and 50s expected across a good portion of the state. Now, you may have noticed the past couple of days we had a heat advisory out towards the Arctic Plains, our area of low pressure that has been locked in place across western parts of the state. That is now moving to the northeast, and doing so is driving some rain through the slope as well as parts of the interior. There is that area of low pressure, and as it moves off towards the northeast, we're actually going to begin to tap into some cooler conditions for the slope region. So you've been spending most of this week warming. Now, as we welcome in the weekend, you're actually going to begin to cool off. And there's our big boy right there in the Gulf of Alaska. That's going to continue to contribute to warmer conditions for not only South Central, but Southeast as well, which is also keeping things on the drier side. But we do have some light rain showers pushing through the interior this morning. Most of that activity really going to stay across western parts of the interior. Any showers that hold together may bring some light rainfall accumulation to Fairbanks, but for the most part, we're really just going to see some increasing clouds, considering yesterday was a bit sunnier. So rain today through the interior as well as out towards the slope as the area of low pressure continues to pull out of the state into the Arctic. You can see we are dry here as we welcome in Saturday. We're going to call it partly cloudy skies. Not as sunny as what we did see last weekend, but still going to be beautiful as we head throughout the afternoon hours, as we welcome in your Saturday. Sunday may actually provide a bit more cloud coverage as we head throughout the day, so we will be watching for that. But the overall trend is, despite the clouds, we are going to continue to steadily warm. So we'll see some sunshine later today with those temperatures warming into the mid to upper 60s, possibly near 70 degrees. Slightly cooler in the interior as well due to that cloud coverage, as well as some rains moving in. And you can also notice out towards the slope where we did see some warmer conditions in Utqiagvik yesterday, temperatures actually cooling off. And the overall trend, notice as we head through the middle of the month, we are continuing to hold on to some warm conditions for a large portion of the state, which, as we know, August tends to be our more wetter month, but that 7-day right there shows that each and every day we possibly could be topping out near 70 degrees.
We love that. It's a great time of year. Thanks, Aaron. Now, what if that plastic bottle that you almost threw away could end up as a deck that lasts 50 years? An Anchorage company is making that happen. Danny Tompkins joins us now with a look. Morning, Danny.
Good morning, Tracy. This right here is called grizzly wood, and it's made up of recycled plastics, and those are those things that you would normally just throw away, and there's some piles of it behind me here. And the whole process starts when people like you and me pull up here with those things that would normally just end up in the landfill.
Sometimes we take these bigger ones, put smaller plastics inside to kind of condense the space.
Why should someone care? Because it's going to hit their pocketbooks long term if we don't pay attention. If the landfill life, once the landfill closes, our garbage has to go somewhere. But that's why we're looking to other possibilities like waste to energy. But even before then, like it is a resource, it is an asset that we need to protect. And why would you want to bury something in the landfill if you can just reuse it somewhere else?
On a slow day, the facility fills up 4 to 5 truckloads a day, keeping that plastic out of the landfill. And it's not just the environment. And that's where Patrick...
The life of this product can be up to 50 years. So with basically no maintenance, it's a 50-year lifespan for a product that sits outside your front door. And that's pretty exciting, especially in a lot of the climates in Alaska.
And those products can end up as a picnic table like this, or as Tracy mentioned earlier, a deck that could last 50 years. And one of those projects recently was in Houston, where they used this material specifically to resist flooding. Now, Tracy, would you believe that something like this is made up of plastic?
No, I think that's kind of amazing. And so are these recycled? And I mean, I don't know if you know the answer to this or not. Are these products that we're already using recycled here? Like they're already getting them from the stuff I'm already turning into recycle?
Yeah, so this facility, you have to come to this specific location to drop off those materials like milk jugs, yogurt containers, water bottles, all those things. But it is here at the solid waste facility in Anchorage, so you can drop off those here. And they do open around 8:30 in the morning.
Okay, and as she said, if you want to drop off plastics or buy grizzly wood for your next project, the facility accepts plastic types 1, 2, and 5, which is great. We'd love to see them accepting more and more different kinds of those plastics.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting. Available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.